but what is the difference between having regular sex and like Tantra sex from your experience?
So most of us experience sex on a physical level. Now, it can feel really, really good, but it's a physical experience. Tantra works with energy, which means that your energy body has sex as well. So think of it this way. If you, for example, cut yourself, imagine like you cut your finger, the pain that you're feeling, the sensations you're feeling are located in that place where you cut yourself. So physical body, the sensations in the physical body are concentrated in a specific space. So when you're having sex, normal sex, your sensations are in your genital space because that's where you have friction. That's where the energy builds up. Now, in Tantra, we work with energy. And what is energy? Now, if you think, when you're happy and when you're laughing, can you feel that happiness is located in a specific part of your body? Or do you just feel like you are happiness? Like your whole body is happy, right? So energy body feels different. Anything that is present in the energy body becomes automatically a full body experience. So when you learn to perceive energy and then activate this energy, now when you're having sex, it's not just a physical experience, it's also an energy experience. And through that, it becomes a full body experience. So it's a bit more like you're kind of experiencing natural states of bliss and ecstasy. In some cases, you can have deep spiritual experiences as well. So things that normally people would meditate for like hours and hours, days and weeks to experience those deeper states of consciousness, you can experience that through tantric lovemaking because of how much energy you're moving. And let's remember, Tantra is a spiritual practice. So it's not just about having great sex. You're working with your chakras, you're working with the energy flow. So you're doing all of this in a way, spiritual practice that opens your body to these deeper experiences. So sex becomes much deeper, much deeper. And I do have to say, this is one of those things in our lives when, unless you really experience this, it's hard to understand what you're missing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think my way through it because I've had friends tell me like, "Hey, when they have orgasms, they just nut," you know. And I've told them like, "Man, when I have an orgasm, like my entire body goes numb, I'm tingling, I'm paralyzed for like 30 minutes." And they would tell me like, "Oh man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm not doing shit." So I'm wondering like is how connected is tantra to like your orgasm? Like is there something to having full body orgasms that let you know like you're having like good tantra sex or something like that? Like what's the connection between tantra and orgasms?
Look, so I'll just say one thing. If you think of anything in life, like nothing is black and white. There's no 0-1 games. It's always a spectrum. So it's not like you have
Okay.
non-tantric sex and tantric sex, right? And it's not like it's this or that. It's a spectrum. So think of tantric sex as a much deeper sexual experience, but it doesn't have a limit. Like, so someone can have a very shallow sexual experience. Someone can have just semi shallow. Someone can have more depth. Someone can have even more depth. Someone else can have even more depth. There's no end, right? So it's a spectrum. So it's not like, you're saying, am I having tantric sex or not? It's not a checklist. Again, it's not black and white. Our logical mind loves to have a checklist and a box. It's not a box, it's a spectrum. But speaking specifically about orgasm, yes. So if you think of, well, we know how the physical body experiences an orgasm. And again, this is mostly focused in the genital space. If the sensation in the energy body is a full body sensation, then automatically your orgasm become full body experiences. And they feel
Mm.
differently because the physical body can have a spike and then like fast dissolution, but the energy body kind of stays in this state a bit longer. Again, think if someone says a great joke and you're laughing and you're having a great time, like unless you do something drastic to snap yourself out of this, you're going to ride the wave of this happiness for quite a long time. So it's the same here. Like you said, you can stay in this state for 30 minutes. Your body can be shaking and like you can have these weird sensations because the energy is taking over the physical body. So absolutely, when you start having tantric sex, your pleasure changes. It changes so much. Like I my experience and also the people I've worked with or been with often say that you can start crying, you can start laughing, you have these contractions in your belly. All that it is just energy moving. And if
Mm.
you remain open and relaxed, then it can move. Because oftentimes we can get even scared. And when we feel this energy build up, we contract. And so we're blocking that full body orgasm. But if you learn that that's okay and it's beautiful, even if you feel paralyzed or even if you're shaking, that's a good thing. Then you can relax into it and then properly experience that.